Let's stay a little longer on the issues in Parliament and engage Dr. Fred Chiasamwa. He's the MPP Member of Parliament for Ofinsu North to get his perspective of recent developments in the House. Honorable, welcome to Channel One Newsroom.
Thank you very much, Vivian, for having me.
Thank you for joining us. Now, first-time member in Parliament, there's a concern about giving you guys better orientation because there are quite a lot of new people in Parliament leading to some of the developments we are seeing. Do you agree with that?
I don't think I do agree with you, but that's your opinion. I know we had 4 days, working days of orientation, where we were taking through the rules and processes in Parliament and the procedures, the do's and don'ts, and what we can do to contribute to legislation in the House. And we enjoyed it, we had a good time, and we had opportunity to learn more. We spent time with the standing orders and the Constitution, which is but at least I keep my Constitution to Constitution and the standing orders with me, where I refer to. So I don't think I do agree with you.
Now, there's the thoughts or the opinions out there that your side is being disruptive to parliamentary procedures, from the vetting all the way to the chamber proper, trying to exert your authority. Meanwhile, you're the micro-minority.
I think it's not a fair statement to make. If you look at what has happened for the fourth Republic and the fourth Republic and the ninth Parliament, what we have seen, that the formation of government has been facilitated, and the minority. I want you to take off the, if you want, then I'll say that we are the mighty minority and the happy minority that is looking out for Ghanaians and the best for the Ghanaian people. We have been the best as far as record time is concerned in terms of vetting of ministers that will support the government of the day. If you are looking at all the nine parliaments that we've had under the Fourth Republic, this is the one that has given the record time. In fact, if I remember correctly, when we were supposed to rise, the minority proposed that if we should receive a formal letter from the president, we should waive the period for which we have to advertise and go ahead and vet the nominees to be able to help the NDC government
to set up its
as fast as possible. And so it would be wrong for you to say that minority is being destructive. In fact, we are being constructive. If looking at the fact that when the Interior Minister's vetting was done the same day, we sat on the report, the plenary the same day, and approved the same day. So the minority caucus in Parliament has been magnanimous to the NDC government, and we have supported all that they are doing. But we also have to look out for the Ghanaian, and we cannot allow the ordinary Ghanaian to be bullied. If the minority is bullied, that means the Ghanaian is being bullied, and I don't think it's fair.
Right. Now, you people keep saying that you've been helpful, trying to help government to set up its cabinet and set up the government proper. The chairman of the vetting committee in an earlier interview said that with for example, with the Minister of Health, Kando, it was agreed that he will be part of the list of people for you guys to vet, only for what we saw on that fateful day.
I don't think it's accurately being put out there. We all are in this world, and if, for instance, ministers or nominees have to be vetted in the Western world, they have a good amount of time to review their profile, review their resume or their CVs, review their record, even their voting pattern, to be able to make decisions for the good of the citizen. And if from what we know and the understanding, the said day, that's the 30th of January, which was a Thursday, the report that and the number that we had was 3. That 3 nominees were going to be vetted. It turned out to be 4. Later on, it turned out to be 5. In fact, that day I was in Parliament, and I think it's not fair to the Ghanaian people. These are ministerial nominees that we need to really look at them and vet them. We are vetting them even to help the government to make sure that he is having the right people to support its work. We are there to make sure that NDC succeeds. If NDC succeeds, the Ghanaian people will benefit, and we are a positive opposition, not a negative opposition, so we are not being destructive. In fact, we are trying to make sure Ghanaians get a good returns on their investment.
Okay, hang on for me. North is still here with me in the studio. So, Doc, what is the plan from your side in terms of how they are going to respond to the suspension we've seen from Parliament? Has there been a clear directive on how you guys are going to respond, you know, exclusive of the press conferences we are seeing from you guys?
First, let me state that my personal encounter with the Speaker of Parliament during our orientation was nice. Okay. His human relation was good. His thoughts about we the newcomers, in quotes, is exciting, and I have nothing against the Speaker of Parliament. I respect him so much with the vast experience he had as a legislator and as a lawyer. Is something that I respect so much. But we in the minority believe that the House, which is Parliament, has rules and procedures and regulations that guides our processes. And we believe that our standing orders has been violated. And as such, we need
How so? How so?
Yeah, because if you look at our standing order 33, 129 and 130, when it talks about disorderly conduct, it talks about suspension, and it also talks about when there are issues of misconduct that has to be referred to the Privileges and Immunities Committee. Yeah. So these are laid down processes, and it's not about any individual. Like I said earlier, I like him so much. The encounter that I had with him, in fact, I'm keeping a picture I've taken with him in my office to remind me some of the things he has been able to do and how I can improve. But the fact that these standing orders are not being followed, what kind of example is being set to us? I remember some days earlier when there was an issue of breach or contempt that was brought onto the floor of Parliament. The Speaker said that he's going to be he's going to follow up, engage the lady and the other party, and later on report back to the floor. So, see, it was a
having
process
to do with MFA Hardcastle.
Exactly. So, the process that we have started, so what changed? So, for the issue that has got to do with the members of Parliament, what really happened? What process have we taken them through?
So, if you believe that investigations,
processes have to be
outcome
followed.
Should have come before the suspension.
Yes, and you see, the right to be heard before judgment is passed, it's also a natural law, and it's enshrined in our Constitution, Article 19. So these regulations and rules and laws has to be properly worked on, because we are a house of our own rules, we are master of our rules, but these procedures are put down for a certain in order not to trample over somebody's rights and the right to be heard, and also to make sure the processes are followed. If, for instance, this is allowed to happen, he might mean good, because the Speaker is one that, since I've been in Parliament, he's been talking about the dignity of Parliament.
The House, yeah.
The dignity of the House, of members being honorable. I love it so much. But, and I believe, I might be wrong, I believe that in his quest to protect it, he made that decision. And we are humbly asking that he review these decisions of suspension, so that we can take people through the right procedures. In fact, the Standing Orders Act that we set up the Privileges and Immunities Committee, where such issues can be referred to for them to make decisions, and all that, the kind of punishment that goes with it should be effected. So I believe that we need to establish this Privileges and Immunities Committee as soon as possible.
Okay.
Remember, 3 committees have been established. The Business Committee has been established. The Appointment Committee has been established because of the agency of it. And the Select Committee also has been established. That's why I believe that this issue of contempt and violations are coming up, and as a matter of agency, instead of setting up an ad hoc committee, we should rather set up the privileges and immunities and refer the matter to them and let them come out. They do the investigation and come out. We shouldn't be running
in a rush.
Yes, exactly.
But the public want, you know, those who did the wrong thing to be punished.
Who said the
what
public,
we saw wasn't good, you know,
no.
in
Who
terms
said the
of
public?
the
Who said the public is not happy with what the minority did? Because if the minority is not doing what it's doing, how would the public get to know that we are getting the right ministers for them to lead us? Please, if we want to be real, in the advanced countries, which country will you have a nomination taken and one day it's done and we are gone with?
Right.
Please, we need to call a spade and do the right thing. And I believe that what the minority is doing the right thing to make sure that the Ghanaian, the silent majority who are not being heard, can be heard.
Do you think the minority is being bullied by the majority?
We can't be bullied.
You are not being bullied?
We can't be bullied, but we are asking that. That's why we are not going to allow ourselves to be bullied. If we allow ourselves to be bullied, then ordinary Ghanaian will be bullied, and we don't know where we are going to end up. That is why the minority is going to stand its grounds. We are in Parliament to make sure that laws are made, proper oversight is done, and I'll tell you, and I'll repeat it, I have a soft spot for my speaker. I love him so much. I respect him so much. But
I have the feeling you love him, so you want to say something, but you cannot say so.
No, but I'm saying that for this one, violating the standing orders, making sure that our people are not being heard, and no, I don't think, and I believe that Mr. Speaker, with the objection that has come from the minority side, is going to relook at his decision and come again.
Right. I have to wrap up, but I can't let you go without asking you this question, because I know you were a former director for the Commission for the TVET. Yes. And I just want to pick your thoughts on current developments we are seeing in both technical institutions as well as secondary schools with regards to, you know, hooliganism, beating and all that. Your thoughts quickly on that.
I think it's quite unfortunate we are seeing this in our schools, especially our TVET schools. The approach for which we are working on, I know before I left, we have put together a comprehensive TVET policy and a TVET strategic plan. We want to make sure that the TVET graduate is all-rounded. You know, you need to build both the soft and the hard skills for every person to be productive. And one of the things that we want to incorporate and to make sure it's inculcated into our learners is the ability to tolerate one another. You might have, everybody has an opinion, and the fact that you don't agree with me doesn't mean I'm wrong. We should be able to tolerate and collaborate. And in fact, I always say that you need positive and negative energy to be able to create power. If you don't get both, you cannot. So it's quite unfortunate. And now that TVET, we have been able to bring it to the highest level ever in this country. I believe that we're not going to leave them like that, but we will make sure proper things are done to make sure that the soft skills, especially, the human skills is well developed so that they can do well.
Thank you very much. Dr. Fred Che Asamoah is the MPP Member of Parliament for Ofinsu North.